Welcome to Real Estate U with Letty Ann.
Welcome back to our podcast, Season 2 of Real Estate U with Letty Ann, and I'm delighted to be with Brian Bock today. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
Brian is the owner and proprietor at Bock's Steam Star, a multi-service cleaning, and I'm trying to say it appropriately, but we're going to find out about all of the things that your company cleans and cleans well. So you're celebrating 20 years in the business, is that right,
25,
Brian?
25, actually.
25.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah.
And of course, it's Bock's Steam Star. You can find them at steamstar.net if you're looking for any of these services that Brian's about to tell us. It is a locally owned and operated cleaning company, and we'll tell you in a minute all of the things that they clean. They do have a niche market here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. So Kansas and Missouri, is that right, Brian?
Right. We go all over the metro.
So tell us a little bit about how you started your business and you're still in it
Way
today.
back when, yeah. 25 years. I hope it works out. I don't know how to do anything else.
And you're far beyond, so we're going to talk carpet cleaning, but well beyond that.
Sure. Yeah, carpet cleaning is certainly our bread and butter. It's what we started the business with. I started cleaning carpets as a summer gig going through college, and was still chasing the dream of being a baseball player, and I needed a summer job, so I started cleaning carpets.
You look like a baseball player.
Well, obviously not well enough, because I'm not doing that. But that didn't pan out, so I needed a summer job, and got on with a large national franchise at that time. And the franchise models are interesting. That's kind of the McDonald's of carpet cleaning. And you clean everything the same way, no matter what, which is, as I learned years later after starting my own business and getting some formal training through the Institute of Inspection and Cleaning Restoration Certification, that is the IICRC. They're the largest certifying body within the carpet cleaning and restoration industry. So a lot like the real estate business, you probably have your educational arm that they provide education and you earn credits and you get a lot more letters. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm a master textile cleaner now.
I see that on your shirt, master textile cleaner.
So think of it. Most people haven't met a master textile cleaner, didn't even know they exist.
I did this morning.
I probably would worry about you if you have. But think of master plumbers here, master electricians, same concepts. Mm-hmm. Okay, so one of the things when I started, I did go on to school, got a business degree, and bounced around the corporate world for a little while, and knew that wasn't going to be my calling. So I loved the carpet cleaning. I loved serving people. I loved seeing an immediate result. That was awesome. Dirty, clean, I got paid, on to the next one, and it just fed me. So we started Bock's Steam Star back in we're actually celebrating our first job that we did was March 1st in 1995.
Wow,
so
congratulations.
25 years ago. So we started out cleaning carpets and upholstery, and then we have added other services like tile and grout cleaning, carpet repair, stretches, patches, those type of things come up. And
I don't want to speed over those services too much, because do you know how many people ask a real estate professional, do you have a tile cleaner?
Yeah.
Do you have a grout cleaner? And it's kind of a niche market. And of course we can all Google that, but these are services that people are in search of. So I just want to kind of rewind the tape and say, so grout cleaning,
tile and grout cleaning, it's an awesome system. Think of it like a self-contained power washer with heat and vacuum recovery for your tile and grout.
So it's not splattering everywhere.
It's contained. In fact, I wish I would have thought of it. It's not that complicated. I'd be sitting on a beach somewhere. But when you go into the car wash and there's that little thing spinning and cleaning your tires as you drive in, they've just built a housing on it. Okay, but you need the big truck-mounted extractors to run them. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can turn the pressures up a little bit. Now we have heat, we have vacuum recovery, and we have water pressure all working synergistically together, and that's what makes it so powerful. So it can get into the micro pockets of that grout channel much better than brushes. Okay, you can get down with a toothbrush and you can clean your grout lines. Okay, and problem is, at some point we have to lift that out of that recessed grout channel.
Doesn't the grout sometimes come with it as well?
If it's like little pebbles sitting in there, yes. I mean, it's not so much water pressure, like peel the paint off your house water pressure.
Okay.
It's more about just enough to get in there and loosen soil.
So these would be tile floors?
Yeah.
Slate floors?
Slate is awesome with all the clefts. It's hard to clean.
It's so hard to clean slate.
Sometimes we can help with grout haze removal too, that they can't get it off. So
grout haze.
Yeah.
Through my, yeah. So I never heard of a grout haze, but I'm going to look for it now.
Yeah, grout haze is when they install the tile and they spread the grout all over the face
Oh,
of the
of
tile.
course.
And they don't get it
I
off.
never knew that that's what it was. And we all try to rub it with our fingers,
yeah,
and
once
then
it
you
dries,
can't.
it's difficult
and you
to
got a
remove.
knife in there trying to get it off. So wow, that's probably some really
We're
detailed
talking,
work.
yeah, and we're talking cementitious grout. If it's epoxy grout haze, good luck to you. Get a jackhammer out. But
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and cleaning stone, would that be like someone's fireplace stone, or is it inside,
mostly,
outside stone?
you know, we do some we do showers, we do some things like that too. Those are kind of hit and miss. We need to see them.
So when
if
let's go back. So if we're talking grout and tile cleaning, I know we spoke about floors. So you're saying
Floor's
not,
the main one.
not so much the shower
The vertical
tile.
surfaces we can totally do. When the corners, you've got all that mold and everything that starts growing in, it's really in the caulking. That's more of a handyman job.
And but that's what they want cleaned.
Yeah. Yes.
So what can let's
We can
tell
help them
somebody-
with some. There's still
Yeah.
soap scum. There's mineral deposit.
Okay.
So I tell people, look, let's start with cleaning and see what cleaning solves. It's because it's cheaper than cutting. And then the handyman can come in behind us, remove caulk, replace caulk, and that usually takes care of most situations.
For people watching now, and because we all have that situation going on in the shower and the tub area, do you have any advice for something that somebody could do at home on their own, just to sort of prevent that from, even start? Is there some kind of quick fix, or throw some vinegar on it, or do you have a special technique?
Depends on what you have. And back to your earlier question about what a master textile cleaner does, we identify surfaces, we identify the soil conditions that are affecting that surface, and then we design cleaning protocol, products, procedures, systems that can handle based on all that information, which is much different than the franchise model that says, this is the way I clean. Okay, it's kind of the McDonald's version. Okay, this is my hamburger and I'm going to duplicate. I don't care. I just want it consistent. Cleaning is not like that. Anybody that's done a load of laundry understands this. Okay, there are certain tweaks that we need to do depending on what we're presented with. So would you put vinegar in a shower?
I don't know. It's like
You might etch a travertine with vinegar.
Oh, no.
Because it's an acid-sensitive stone. You just put an acid
Know what you're
on there.
doing, is what you're saying.
There's a lot more to it.
Okay.
Okay, and if I've learned anything in my time in this business, is the chemistry is more important than anything that we do. In having a working knowledge of how certain products affect different fabrics and surfaces, that's what we learn in our IICRC training.
I mean, you're an absolute wealth of information. Do you do just consulting if somebody wanted?
Well, we do sometimes.
I mean, it probably all starts with the consultation to see
Right.
how can we remedy your situation.
And that's the thing, when I started in the business, we wanted to be like we would try to ballpark a price over the phone because that's what everybody did.
Right.
And then you'd get out there and it wasn't what you thought it was. And you're like, oh no, we need to do this. And then the price changed and nobody was happy and they thought you were just trying to pull one over on them. So we decided years ago that's just a bad way of doing business. But we have to go out beforehand. And that's probably a good selling point for us now where we can see things and say, hey, here's the issues. Here's some options. And once we started learning more, there's always options when you really know what you're doing, right? Okay. So we give those options out there. And you're not there, you haven't set the whole house up the night before trying to have something done only to find out it can't be done. So let's have a conversation about it first. We go,
It only makes
pretty much what I
sense.
do most of the day. So, we call it a free on-site consultation, which is a little bit unique.
But then you know what to do, how to do it right, how to get it resolved.
And they know the price.
Yeah, and they know
know.
the price for what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
And then if that all makes sense, then we send a crew out there. And guess what? We're prepared now, too, for the time that we're going to be in. What's that do to a route? Okay, it's much more orderly. The guys do a lot better job because they don't get surprised and they're trying to rush through things and just to get their routes done. Okay, so it's just a terrible model. In our industry, is probably one of the worst at it, in trying to price stuff over the telephone. And we would
It
not.
would have to be
frustrates some
impossible
people.
because
Yeah.
they're just simply, when I worked at
Only way you can
in a
do it is
greenhouse,
if
they're
you
like, I
do
have
it-
this leaf, it's
Yeah.
green, and it's dying.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's every plant.
And it frustrates some people, certainly when they call in and they want pricing and they've called 5 different people and they've gotten prices thrown at them. We just won't do it. And we've
because
just
all they want
learned-
to know is the square footage or how big's the space, what's the
Yeah, square
material.
footage is a tool we use to get to pricing sometimes. But again, we have to look at what we're doing. Okay, how are we going to solve the problems?
So and I love that you're solving problems. And let's go back to like dialing in a little bit more of your services. We talked about what your ability to clean. So you also said hardwood floors.
Yes, that's our newest service.
Tell us about that.
It's not a sanding system, right?
okay.
There's no abrasion here, but most floors that we see are just getting all the grunge off. I'll say
Like-
it's a deep cleaning machine. Okay, that goes
like
over
a
there.
softer.
There's a cylinder brush on the front of it.
Okay.
And imparts an intensive floor treatment on it. Okay. So we're bringing that alkalinity up to cut through the oils and soils that get driven into the finishes. Your beveled edges on your engineered flooring sometimes needs a little bit more. And there's a vacuum system right in front of that brush and right behind it. Okay. That's picking up. So you're not leaving it wet. Okay. But we are extracting that. And then we got to go over it again to neutralize that floor. Okay, so it gets it really, really clean. When we get done with it, it's like, basketball court, clean. It's the absence of all the soils, product residue, oils that build up on these floors. And what I see is the hardwood floors are probably cause people more problems in cleaning and maintaining it than any surface we're called upon to clean. They have no clue how to clean these things.
Because all we do is put product on it and then just
move it around.
Well, I think it's clean.
Yeah, and we move it around and it's wet. And that looks good.
Tell us what the difference is. So you're saying about the hardwood
floors need a restorative deep cleaning process every now and then, just like carpets do, just like rugs do, just like tile do. Okay,
and it breaks through the stain.
And
it actually.
No, we're really not cleaning the wood. When you stop and think about it, we're cleaning the finish that's on the wood.
Okay.
And getting the soils and oils. Okay, oils are acidic.
Oils.
Yep, oils are the enemy.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit. We've got several things, and I'm keeping an eye. We've got a little over 5 minutes left. Tell us about some of the products you brought.
Yeah, these are, the main, in the real estate transaction, a big deal is pet odors. Okay.
Let's talk pet odors and smoke odors. But
Yeah.
let's start with pet odors. Yes.
Pet odors, where Fifi went pee-pee.
Where Fifi went pee-pee.
And how do
Several
you find
times,
that?
and then the next dog on top of Fifi.
And so, I did bring some props. This is a high-intensity UV light. Okay, we all go CSI.
Urine light?
It's
What? Shut out the lights, Andy. Let's see if there's anything around.
Yeah.
Really? That is for urine?
Yeah. So it's very powerful. It looks like a little flashlight. My first ones look like a radar gun. These things are more powerful and smaller, but this is not something you'd buy in a
So when it
store,
comes across some urine on carpet, what
it makes it glow. All you're doing when you do that is you take the dye in the urine and you cause it to fluoresce. Okay, so we make pee shine. So then we
on a business card.
Put
Yeah.
that. We make pee shine.
Yeah.
Can
And this, now, you need to understand what you're seeing. And I've seen cleaners do this, and they scare the heck out of people because a lot of things will fluoresce, and you need to understand what you're seeing. And that's where expertise comes in. Okay, if you sat me down in front of the radiologist and had to look at a X-ray, I could come up with some really interesting theories, but I'd probably be wrong.
So I
Okay,
can't get one of those.
You have to know what you're
flashlights.
seeing.
So know what you're
a lot
seeing.
of things will fluoresce. They may not be urine.
Okay.
Here's another tool that we help to narrow that in a little bit, and this is a moisture meter. Okay, the hydrophilic salts are problematic. The urine dries. The salts that dry in there draw humidity back into it, and then it starts off-gassing that odor again. That's why we smell it when it gets humid out.
Oh, and it really ramps up.
It's bacteria that's decomposing and kicking out ammonia gas. Okay, so this will test it. And the moisture in my finger
Oh, okay.
picks up. So those hydrophilic salts will draw in enough moisture where I can identify it. And urine's really the only thing that will do that. So if little Johnny spilled Kool-Aid 6 months ago and you cleaned it up, you don't see a visible stain. It might still show up under UV light. There's lots of opto brighteners and cleaning agents that people do their own home with that shouldn't be there, by the way. They're damaging to stain-resistant coatings. But those will make the whole carpet will start glowing. And I had a carpet cleaner tell a customer the other day that they spread it all over the place, charged them $2,000, and it didn't solve the problem.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So you're saying the moisture meter and the urine stays, this is crazy, because of the humidity and the alkaline in the urine, it will always stay moist.
They're alkaline. They're
Even
alkaline
6 months
salts.
later, 6 weeks later,
Yeah.
especially when the weather starts getting warm.
Yeah, come around May, our phone starts ringing off the hook.
So it's
for this
always
stuff.
there.
It's always there.
And
regular carpet cleaning chemistry is not designed to break all that stuff down. We have products that. But one of those would be, yeah.
Okay.
But we have to contact the odor source to be effective.
I love the CSI for carpet cleaning.
Where is it?
Great.
Is it down in the pad? Is it in the subfloor? Is it just some surface stuff? So let's go do a pet odor inspection. Okay, that's one inspection you won't have to pay for in the real estate transaction. How cool is that?
Pet odor.
Okay, and that's what we do. And we'll come out, take a look at it. Now, I won't write a report up. If you need reports written up, that's going to, we've done that. But that's going to cost some money to make me have to type.
So it's a verbal, right?
Right,
It's
but we can put things on the estimate. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's
Mm-hmm.
what it would cost to remedy that. And sometimes the remedy is new carpet, and we'll certainly tell you and be honest with you about
because
that too.
it can be, because once the dog goes and it goes on top of the same smell, it goes on top,
And it depends. Some carpets have a rubber backing now. Maybe you have that carpet, and we can treat this and save that carpet. So,
but isn't it
you
all
have to
just sort of spreading out under there, even if it's got a rubber backing? It's like it just kind of.
There's new carpets now. They put one more backing structure on, and it's really new to the market that it will not go through there at all. Now, what you're talking about is the pet pads. Okay, there's a Tyvek skin on top of the pad that doesn't allow it, and that's good, but it still gets underneath there.
I would think it does.
Okay?
I've seen
and then
those.
there's regular padded that has it saturated. And I got one other tool here
Awesome.
I'd like to show off.
Yes, please.
This is called a water claw. This is
A water what?
It's called a water claw.
Water claw.
This allows us to clean into the pad from the surface of the carpet.
Is this for pets or for anything?
This soda pop spills, anything that we think has gone into the pad.
A deeper extraction.
We've been trying not to send water past the backing in carpet cleaning for 30 years, and we've done a good job of that.
Makes sense.
Right? You don't get the pad all wet and it causes mold, all those things that you hear. These water claws now, we take a sanitary product, which these things are really souped up hydrogen peroxide with an encapsulating deodorizer to it, and we flood it. We do what the dog did and get down to the source, and then these things we borrow really from the water restoration guys, the flood industries. This is what they would deflood the pad with in your basement if you got water in it. So we use these for pet odor removal, and it flushes down in there, gets that stuff, so we can suck it up through the carpet without having the expense of pulling up the carpet and replacing the pad and all that. Does it work every time? No. There are limits to what we can do. Again, the conversation that we need to come out and have needs to happen first. And I'm very good at that with my experience at this level in helping people through that process so that they don't make mistakes, waste money. And, before we get into some of these procedures, how much I love my carpet is a reasonable conversation to have. Okay. Do I like the color? Does my agent think it should be replaced because it's ugly?
Yeah.
All those things,
right.
Right?
So is it worth saving?
Is it worth saving? Mm-hmm. What's it going to cost? But then we can get you some real numbers to work with and go back and figure it out. So we're on your team. We're part of your consultation team.
I love it. And also, too, any consumer can call Bock's SteamStar, and that's steamstar.net if anyone's checking the internet, and that information will be on the screen shortly. You are the answer to so many people's there's some nightmare situations that people really need help, and unfortunately, maybe they don't know who to go to first.
Right.
And so we want you to be their first call.
Bottom line is, who's going to tell you the truth? And we've been known for that for 25 years. And we'll be honest with you. Will we be the cheapest guys in town? We can be very affordable.
But you're problem solvers. You're just not
Well,
going in
sometimes
there.
if we can solve something that you would have replaced, were we cheaper than somebody else?
Of course. Say that one more time.
I said if we could solve a problem and save, say, your carpets in a certain situation when you were like, man, I'm going to throw these out. There's
Because
no way. We can't do this. We
Yep.
can't do this because you didn't even know processes like this existed.
Yeah. Well, we're telling
Maybe
the world
we
now,
saved.
which is great. Oh, in the 1 minute we have left, what's the craziest thing you've seen?
I think it happened last week. You're in trouble when they answer the door and the dog is looking over the shoulder of the lady at you.
On the back hind feet?
No, it was the Marmaduke dog.
Whoa.
The dog was huge.
Wow.
And it had torn up this place, and it's one of, you took 2 steps in there and you just said, that's probably a replacement issue. But,
So just big dog and just a lot of urine. So was it kind of?
yeah, it was toast.
Okay. So you were in and out of there in a heartbeat.
Yeah. We can't solve everything.
Right.
Okay. I took my red cape off years ago. I can't solve everything. Okay. And it's, you have to fail sometimes. And that's and we didn't solve some odors. And I hear that a lot. Man, they came in, they did this and that and this, and charged me all this money, and it didn't work. Well, we start looking it over with, a $250 tool, and you go, yeah, you shouldn't have even tried this. Why don't you just replace it? And they're like, thank you for telling me the truth. I wish I would have met you.
I hear that in my business as well.
Right.
I really do. So it's finding the right fit.
Yeah.
So Brian,
and
thank you.
this is not normal. I mean, companies you call, most of them will not come out. They don't have these tools with them. You would think that's simple, but it's really not.
It's not part of their program.
It's not part of their program.
Brian, thank you so much for being here. Brian
My
Bock, everyone, with Bock's SteamStar, and that's it's steamstar.net, and that information and how to contact Brian here in the Kansas City metropolitan area to solve your kind of really
deep cleaning needs.
Needs for materials and things in your home that maybe you don't know how to clean, or maybe you're cleaning incorrectly. So reach out to Brian. We thank you for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.